Welcome to the Creator Show. Now let's get into it.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Creator Show. I am your host, Have Pint the Creator, and welcome to the Creator Show. I think I repeated myself again, but we are really about to have honest conversation, and it's about to be served with humor and energy. But as you see, I'm sharing my screen today. But before I get into it, let me introduce my guests. Today we are joined by Miss Rebecca Davis. She's a business coach, a longtime tax professional, and the founder of the Unmute Yourself movement. We'll get into that in a minute, though. She also is the owner of Bossed Up Fashions and Bossed Up Bundles, where she blends confidence, luxury, and entrepreneurship into real life brands. That's not it. That's not it, y'all. That's not it. She helps entrepreneurs stop shrinking, get visible, and show the authority that they already have, which means you ain't got to ask for permission. So I want you to give it up for my guest, Miss Rebecca Davis.
Hello, everyone.
So as I'm starting to ask all my guests, how is your mental? Especially with, being snowed in and everything.
Oh, let me just say, the snow didn't. I wasn't mad at it at all. Anytime I have the opportunity to lay up in my house with my fuzzy socks on in front of the TV, I'm all for it. And here in Texas, if we get as much as a flurry, the whole city shut down. So I was all for it. But I'm back outside today. You see, I'm in my office. So this is the first day back in the office. So I'm like, okay, it's time, I guess.
First, I want to, before I get into it, because I believe in giving flowers.
Okay.
I want to say thank you so much, because I know, and they're gonna be tired of me telling this story, but I'm not gonna tell this story. I'm not gonna stop telling this story.
You tell it, baby. You tell it.
So, had I not been, and Mika knows the story. Had I not came to Business Bestie Zoom, that first Zoom we had last year, I would have never heard about the Unmute Challenge. I wouldn't, and then it just wouldn't have went fast forward to now.
I love it.
And I have to give you, I believe in giving people their flowers, because anybody that knows me knows I'm like shy. And as much as people get to know, I like you shy, I am definitely very much shy. And y'all have talked about it on the morning tea about, being seen and not heard. You should be in the back, or whatever. And just being around women who actually like doing it. Like walking the walk and talking the talk. And for me, I look forward to, I see what I can be. Even in my aunt, I see what I can be, and I can see what I can look forward to. And it's just like me, like I said, I never told this story, but people always thought something was wrong with me. Like I was mentally, I don't want to say it without offending anybody, but people thought like I was a mute. I wasn't a mute. I just, at that point, I don't like people like that. Especially if you give me off of, even as a kid, I just didn't talk to you. Like I just didn't. They thought I was a mute. So I got picked on because I was quiet. And that's why I say I'm grateful for you even creating that safe space, because I feel seen, I feel heard, and even being in Business Besties, I feel seen, I feel heard, or whatever. And I'm just like, there is good Black women out there.
Oh, yes.
You know?
A lot of them. A lot of them.
And they not even I've had more issues with older Black women than younger Black women. Women half my age.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, you driving a Mercedes, you're making 6 figures. I'm not even there yet, and you
Why are you
mad at
mad at
me?
me? That's an
I
internal issue.
I figured that, but that's bridge that's under the water. Move it on. Well, as my granny say, that's bridge underwater. So we are going to play a game. It's
Okay.
not like I explained to you. In the spirit of unmute, we're going to play unmute or mute because, as we know, sometimes you got to be quiet.
No, not many
Silence is
times.
a response. Not too much, but silence is you still can be quiet. So I'm going to give you four scenarios and you give what to do to unmute when you unmute, if you're going to unmute, and what you're going to do if you're mute. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah. If it's
So,
a situation or a mute situation. Okay.
mhm. So the first one is you have an idea that feels bold, unconventional, overhead of the curve, but it doesn't sound like it's working in your industry right now. The unmute answer and the mute answer.
Well, for that situation, I would say stay muted until you just pop out with it. Stay muted about what that idea is
Mhm.
until you pop out with it. Because sometimes you will tell somebody, "Oh, I'm dealing with this. This is what I want to do. I'm putting it out there," and either one, they're gonna steal the idea, or two, because they're not in a place in their journey to where they can come up with put something out or not doing nothing. So they're trying to talk you out of it. So I say stay mute and just pop out and show them.
Okay. Yeah, ain't that what Kendrick said? Okay, never mind. I'm about to get out of here.
Because I was supposed to say that too.
So the next scenario is, I think I know this answer, but I just want to hear your answer.
Okay.
So the next one is a client or collaborator pushes back on your price or asks for exposure instead of payment.
Woo! Now that's a good one. That's a good one because for a while I stayed muted and I just did it. But now
Mhm.
I am unmuted and saying, no, I have been exposed. I have paid to play. I have did all of that. I have showed up for exposure. I have showed up to put myself out there. I'm a big boss now. I have built a brand. I have built several brands. I've built other people. I've unmuted.
Mhm.
Now, pay me my price. Point
Run
blank.
me my money. Run me my coins.
Run it.
Run me my coin. Okay, so the next one, number 3, is your audience sees the polished win, but not the failures, pivots, or doubts that shaped you.
Unmute. And I say that boldly because so many people on social media want people to think that they started today and today they were the millionaire. They started today and today they were
Mhm.
successful. They don't want them to see the crawl before you walk moments. And I don't like that because then when somebody who's starting out or who's coming up behind me, they fail or they have issues, they feel like they're a failure because these people have them thinking it was no failure in between. It was day 1 to day 500 with no problems in between. And I don't like that. I like telling the real story to let them know, keep going. Because if I had a gave
Mhm.
up on my first, second, third, fourth, 10th, 12th, 30th, 50th, 100th failure, I wouldn't be here today. So keep going. And I love telling a story from day 1 to day 500. So unmute.
I definitely, especially when I seen that picture of, in your office, and I just was like, okay. Like
Yeah.
somebody really, because social media, you can be anybody who you want to be. But it
Mhm.
takes
Anybody.
so much energy to be somebody totally different.
Yep. and just tell your story. Tell how you made it through because whether you know it or not, a lot of people don't really care about the today glitz and glam. They want to know how you made it out. So when they reach that obstacle, they know, well, I know I can get past this because I've seen how such and such made it through it. So sometimes just tell the story.
Yeah, I definitely do. And people do that, and I'm just sitting there like, it's okay to be. I've
It's a
learned that through experience. It's okay to be you. Those that get you, get you.
yep,
Like I'm weird. I'm definitely weird. And people that get me. And I just at that point, if you don't get me, I'm sorry. I'm fun to be around.
exactly. But get to
So,
know me first
mm-hmm,
before you label me. Get to know me
mm-hmm.
first.
Or hear a story from somebody else, and then you just go by somebody else's
Hmm.
narrative. Okay. So the last one is you feel called to create something that doesn't fit trends, metrics, or algorithms.
Again, I would say do it, but stay muted. And again, just pop out and show them. Because again, that's one of those things that people might say, oh, it's not a good look, it's not a good idea. And it may not be. It may not be, it may not work, but at least try it. But
Mm-hmm.
again, stay muted until you just pop out with
So hold on before I get it. The besties in the building.
it.
Shout out to Mika Diamond. Shout out to Miss
Hey,
Marcy.
Sarah.
Shout
Hey,
out to Jalita. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for stopping by. You could be anywhere else, but you here with us. And it's
hey,
greatly appreciated. Hey y'all. Hey. Miss Marcy says many folk hide behind their keyboard and their phone. Say
yep,
that
they get
again.
you too.
I was watching one of my favorite podcasts, speaking of that, and she said she ended up meeting that person that was talking crazy behind
Yeah.
the keyboard. And her whole energy changed and was like, oh, I like the show. I'm a big fan of the show. And I was like, that's how folk do.
Oh
That's
yeah,
how they.
that's definitely how they do it. I'm telling you, I see it all the time. All the
And
time. That's definitely
I
how
just
they do.
be like, But
Oh yeah.
and to go from that with my experience, when I went to Houston, I did not know what to expect. Like I didn't know because you meet people on social media and it's like I don't
They
know what to
different in person. Yes.
say, and I was like, oh, this is same type of energy. Okay, I can dig it. I found my
Yeah,
tribe. I
yeah.
definitely can dig it. So speaking of unmute, you of course I know the story. For the
Mhm.
people who don't know the story, how did this come about? How did the unmute movement come about and then turned into a challenge?
So what brought on unmute is because I'm someone that I've never had a problem with talking in front of people. I've never had a problem with meeting people. But what I found is when I started my business, when I started Tax Time, Um, I was met with so much crab in the bucket mentality. I was met with so much,
Mhm.
"Oh, I can't show you anything because you might steal my client," or, "No, I ain't trying to collab. I'll figure it out on your." I was met with so much of that to where it made me just get behind my desk, go through the things, fail, 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 and just figure it out myself because many people were catty. I used to try to go to networking events and I walk up,
Mhm.
"Hey, how you doing?" And they look real funny and this and this and that. So it just pushed me into a place of mute. So where I just stayed to myself, stayed behind my desk, didn't network, didn't get out and meet people, didn't do anything. I just built my business. My clients knew where I was. I knew where I was, and we was just together in this little bubble,
Mhm.
and that was it. So what I realized though is that as social media became a thing, then I realized that because I was not visible, my clients knew what I did, but because I wasn't visible and I wasn't out meeting people, people didn't know the motion that I had. They felt like, oh, either she was
Mhm.
just entry level, she's just beginner because where are you? We don't see you. You ain't outside. This and I'm like, baby, I got clients. I got a whole bunch of clients. But they was like, no, you don't talk. We don't hear from you. So then I realized that I had to start getting out and I had to start no matter what I had built, if people didn't know where they could find me, I didn't exist. If people didn't know I had a voice, I didn't exist. If I don't show
Mhm.
up and get in front of people, and discuss who I am and what I do, I didn't exist. So I started doing that. And then what I found out is other people feel like they don't have, and I did. I would go to these places and imposter syndrome would just take over. I would feel like, oh, well, they say that they doing this and this and that. I ain't got that far yet. And I've been doing it longer. So maybe this is not the place for me. Or maybe I shouldn't speak up because I don't want them to know I'm not there yet. And then I found out people lie. You know what I'm saying? People lie. So what I started doing is I started just unmuting. I started saying who I
Mhm.
am, how great I am. I'm her. I'm this. I have built this. And people really started listening to it and it was like, God, if I could just come out of my shell like that, because I'm an introvert. And I've never considered myself an introvert because I can get outside, I can talk, I don't care about none of that. But it was
Mhm.
just the crowds of people that I was doing it around had me muted because of how they accepted certain things or how they, you know, treated you like, ooh, you know. So then, like I said, I started helping introverts, like, come out of your shell, get out, get in these networkings, tell them you here, tell them who you are. Because I see so many women, especially, they go to events and they sit in the back and they keep their head down. Like I said, they don't say nothing because they don't feel like they have nothing to offer the next person. And they count themselves out before they even start because they either hear somebody on social media say they got 10 cars and 3 houses and they figure, well, I only
Mhm.
got 1 car and 1 house, so I ain't good enough. So that was my reasoning for it, is I wanted to bring the quiet girl who is quiet, but she is the bum.com out of her shell so she can let everybody know that although I'm quiet, I am still her. And so now that's why I will not stop shouting that I might be this, I might be that, but I am her. Make no mistake of what I have built, what I have brought,
Mhm.
what I bring to the table. I'm the table, the chair, the silverware, the napkin, and the little ring holder that go around the
Everything.
I am all of that, and that's what I wanna help other people to get out of their shell and be that too,
Mhm.
so that's what brought on Unmute.
That like I said, that definitely helped me. And then to even when I won the award, I was not I was just I'm that type of person. I'm just gonna do it because I don't want to be called on. So I didn't even that's how I was in school. I
But you
just
came
didn't want to
in,
get
you
called
just
on.
made a 360, like, you came in really quiet and really reserved. I said, "Oh, yeah," I saw it from the beginning. I said, "Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We to change that. I already see." And then when you start saying the things that you bring to the table, what you offer, what you do, I'm like, what? Oh no. So yes, it sometimes it just takes that person who you have so many women that are intimidated by other women. So
Mhm.
they'll try to keep you in a box because they don't want you to shine at all because they know
Mhm.
any inch of your shine is gonna pretty much blow them off the map. So they try to keep you in this little
Mhm.
bubble, like, no, just tone it down a little bit. No, baby, you
I'm
better
not
put on
toning
some
down
shades
nothing.
because we just the blind the world. Clock it. We just apply the world. So,
Yeah,
yes,
I definitely agree because it's you. Somebody said it today. I was watching a video. If you got to shrink around people, then them not your folk.
them not your people. Them not your people. And if people allow you to shrink around them, they are not your people. If they allow it
I
or they
definitely
try to
agree.
talk you into doing that or telling you, "Oh, you doing too much." Nah, baby, you better step it up because you just not doing enough. They just not your people. They not for you.
Yeah, definitely. I've learned. I have grown, and I have come out my shell, and I have stayed out of my shell.
Exactly.
Because sometimes we tend to, as women, we get out, we stick our as they say, stick your toe in the water, and then you like, okay, I'm cool, and then as soon as somebody say something to you,
You running
it's
back in there.
like I'm gonna jump back in. Oh, that that little podcast. First of all, this is not a little podcast.
It sure is not.
This is a big, big, big one.
Hmm. Clock
You
it.
know,
And words mean
it's a big, big.
words
Oh,
mean
definitely.
people they hide shade behind words all the time,
Mhm.
like some people will say it all the time, "Oh, you still got that little tax office? Oh, wait, you mean the one with 984 clients? Clock it. Yeah, I still got
Ooh,
that one. Ain't nothing little about it." And sometimes you gotta unmute and tell people, "No, you ain't gonna play with me. You gonna give me my props because I ain't no bragger, but you're not gonna just try to diminish
But
what I have worked
yeah,
hard for.
it just irks my spirit.
Yes.
I'm a Miss Marcy just made a great point. She said we are the one of the only race of women who have this mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree. And she talked about it on Morning Tea. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, we definitely do. Like, it's like with everything that's going on in the world, you would think that we as women
We'll get together and
would be.
we can't do that because I'm gonna tell you why. Now I'm one of those people when I say a girls, 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 girl,
Mm-hmm.
I am. I have clapped harder for some people than they have theyself. I have clapped for people loud with $2 in my pocket, don't know what I'm gonna do for the next day. But I show up for people who I love. I'm there. I don't care. It's no judgment. It's no judgment. And we as women, we can't collaborate and get together on certain things because you have some people with the mentality of still worried about, oh, I wonder if she gonna make more than me, or I wonder if they gonna see her
Mm-hmm.
first. Oh, you gonna put my name before your name? You know, the stuff that don't even matter. And that's
Yeah,
why we
pocket
can't never
watching.
get ahead. That's why we can't never get ahead.
Yeah,
It's a shame, but it's true. And people have
that's why oh, go ahead.
animosity.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, it's an internal issue for me.
It is. It definitely is. People have
It's
hidden
a
agenda, hidden animosity, and it shows eventually.
mm-hmm. Because that mask can only stay on for so long.
Ooh, you better say it. You better say it.
I'd be like, yeah, that you just gotta wait till the book come out. You just
Yeah.
gotta wait. I mean, just wait. Just
Yeah.
like it's just that mask. That mask come off eventually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had people 5+ years when I moved. Ain't heard from them. Mm-mm. I was like, okay, you want me? So, mhm. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this: were at any point before, it could be a point in your professional life, childhood, were you like ever able? I mean, were you? Let me not ever able. Were you like afraid to speak, or it just you just had it? If that makes sense.
Yes. There was a time, first of all, I'm an only child, and my mom
Mhm.
used to always say, you supposed to be, as a young girl, a little girl, you supposed to be barely seen and never heard, pretty much. Like,
Mhm. I
don't
heard that
don't be
too.
top of ground. Don't be doing this. Don't be around people. Don't be around in people's face. Don't be, what happens in my house, stay in my house. What happens in
Mhm.
don't go tell my business. So I felt like, God, that's a lot of rules. I'm just not gonna say nothing because I don't want nothing to be
Yeah.
to be
Mhm.
misunderstood. I'm just not gonna say anything. And so for longest I was quiet. And then even in school, I wasn't the popular person or the whatever.
Mhm.
People liked me because, I have a great personality and I'm nice, but I never was like the popular person because I did stay quiet and I stayed, to myself or
Mhm.
whatever. And people thought they could sometimes play with me, but you ain't gonna still play with me. I might be quiet, but I'm one of them ones I will pick up something and
Oh,
knock the don't play because I'm just quiet because I am an only child also. So it's not like
Mhm.
I didn't have siblings or any of that. So yeah, but no, it wasn't a quiet because of, oh, I'm kind of low key shy or this. It was just a quiet because
Mhm.
my mama done said everything that come out
Yep.
better not be business, better not be grown woman stuff, better not be cursing, better not be. So I was like, well, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, that was my that was it was it's crazy that we're two different generations and the same thing that was told to you was told to me. And that
Yeah.
I feel like it was as a trauma response because
Mm-hmm.
that's what we were told to not say nothing, be quiet. And I'm just like, I don't know what to say. I have something to say. I don't
But
want
I
to
don't know
make
if it's my
nobody
mama
upset.
business.
And I'm not telling her because let me tell you this. I was a curious kid
Me too.
and I
Some call it
stayed getting
nosy, but I called it curious.
working with when being a person that has worked with kids, it was just it's a curiosity. It's not being a
Mhm.
disrespectful. And I literally got popped in my mouth a lot because I
Questions.
just was asking. I was just asking, why? Because me, I'm a logical person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even as a kid, I was logical. Like it, it's not adding up. The math is not mathing. So I'm literally asking a question. I'm getting in trouble for asking a question because it didn't seem logical to me.
Because they're like, what you need to know for? You in grown folks' business.
I could be in danger.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I just kind of shrunk
Yeah.
from a kid, to, until I started being like, okay, that's when I realized I was becoming into an adult. Cause I'm
Yeah.
a late bloomer.
Yeah.
So I started to grow in my 30s and I was like, okay, what you gonna do with your life? I went to school, got my degree, and it was just like I started growing and I'm like, okay. But then I shrunk
I
and
step
went
back.
back
Yep.
and went back in because it was like the attention I was getting wasn't, and it was good attention. Like it was definitely good attention. And then
But
I
that
shrunk
did
because I'm
that
not,
make you uncomfortable? Because it was good attention. Good attention.
yeah, because I think it was the issue of I think it was, for me, it was thinking about it. It was something coming from what comes after it. Okay, you're giving me
Yeah.
this compliment. So
Yeah. I feel
what's
that.
what's coming behind it?
Mm-hmm. Or you can
Even,
ask me for something, or
yeah,
yeah.
even with now, I still have it still lingers.
Mm-hmm.
And I know y'all good people. And I don't want to mess up a good thing because of what happened. It lingers. It definitely lingers sometimes. But I'm just like, okay, they're not asking me for nothing.
You always
And I
wonder,
think a
like,
lot
when the other shoe is gonna drop. Pretty much.
that's the same thing I had told Mika, and I was just like, I don't know. Cause I really didn't want to go to Houston. I really didn't want to go, but I was like, I already said I was coming. I'm gonna be a person of my word and whatnot. And I popped up and showed up. And that's what like I said, I appreciated the text, the phone
Mhm.
calls. Hey, the accountability.
Yes, yes, because
Cause my auntie will hold me accountable. I was like, if I do something wrong, please let me know.
oh,
Because
yes.
I was in a space where people, like I told my aunt, they just let me do whatever. And then when
Mhm.
I slipped and fall, it was like, ha ha, you slip and fell, but you did not help me.
Yep.
You
You just
just
went
let me
last.
make those mistakes and not guide me, but not
Mhm.
help me. That's why I'm grateful for my aunt. She always hold me accountable. I say, I didn't recognize I did that, but that helped with my self-awareness. And it has helped me be more aware of what I'm doing.
Exactly, exactly. Self-awareness is
Whether it,
something,
mm-hmm,
and a lot of
it's
people,
very important.
yeah, a lot of people could go a long way with just that characteristic because it does some great things for you.
It took me a minute to get here, but just slowly I was pacing myself and somebody had asked, how is your January going? I said, it's been a shift. It's a lot of weight has been lifted. And
Mhm.
like this is like the first time my nervous system has ever like been regulated. We don't talk about our nervous system being regulated
Exactly.
because I went from being just something just so chaotic to at peace.
Mhm.
And people
And that's
who
good.
want
That's
better
big.
for me,
Yeah.
you know,
That's big to even
people.
know it,
Oh, go
though.
ahead.
To notice it.
Hmm.
I was gonna say that's even big to just even notice it, to recognize that shift within yourself.
Because I
So,
feel so light. I wake up in the morning, as I've said before, I'm not that much of a morning person, but I'll get up and go on a morning flight because I'm trying to get to where I'm going.
you have to
But
you
I
got
have learned I got to get up and go. But now that I'm in that entrepreneurial space, I have to be up.
Mhm.
I have to be up, especially with what I do. I have to, especially if I give myself a to-do list. And if that something is off on that to-do list, it's gonna have to go on tomorrow's to-do list. And it may be a big, huge project. And I'm like, it looks like I'm gonna be up till 12 o'clock.
Yeah, because you don't want it to have to roll over
I
to the next day.
know.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I get
But
that.
like I said, and like I said about the nervous system, that's one thing we don't talk about is mental health and that nervous system. It's okay to relax. It's okay
Well,
to
you gotta
relax.
keep that mental in check, though. You and I do, because that's something that back in the day, that wasn't something that our culture just really took time for, is mental health. You know, everything was just taken on the chin.
Definitely.
Take it on the chin, take it on the chin, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You don't have time to break down. You don't have time to stop. You don't have time to, and so now I'm glad that it's something that people acknowledge and they take heed to and pay attention to, because our mental health is a dangerous thing if it's
Mm-hmm.
not managed. It really is.
Mm-hmm. And I haven't. I think I said it in a couple of previous episodes, but I didn't go in depth. I knew because I went to therapy, and that's why I say, if you go to, disclaimer, if your therapist do a good job and they know what they doing, be prepared, because all the things that you thought that
Mhm.
you thought you healed from, it's gonna come up. And that's what it did for me. When I say I felt like a 5-year-old child
Mhm.
again, going backwards, but then I had to go forwards, trying to be a 30-year-old adult.
Yeah.
I was just like spiraling, like I don't know what to do, but I can say I never hardened my heart
Yeah.
for
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
people, for the people that did me wrong.
Yep. And isn't that a crazy thing? Like, that's one of the, I would say, hardest but easiest thing to do when you're a good person. It's hard because some people deserve it. They deserve for your heart to be hard. But then it changes who you are as a person, because if you're not that person, you're not going to harden your heart towards somebody. They could have done you so wrong. And sometimes I used to get mad at myself for being that person. Be like, why can't I
Hmm.
just hate them? Why can't I just hate them? But it's not
I
in me.
can't
You know
hate
what I'm saying?
nobody. I
Yeah,
just
I
don't
cannot hate
have no hate in my
nobody.
heart.
It's just not in me to do that. Because I think for me, knowing who I am and whose I am, it'll be more damage done to me than to that person, because that's just not
Hmm.
who I am. And some people deserve
Yeah,
it.
me
Some
neither.
people
I can't hate
deserve.
nobody.
Oh,
Definitely do. Hmm. I
I
be
just
ready.
can't. I just,
I've done had my intrusive thoughts have definitely were about to come into action, and I was like, ooh, I'm not going to jail for life. Is it
exactly, because
worth
I
it?
tell people all the time. I tease Mika and Kim about our time. Y'all know I'm nice, but I used to be toxic in my day. Oh, I would sit and have some thoughts where I be like, Lord,
Be sitting over there. Why you so quiet? Be telling me why you so quiet. Don't even,
just got through breaking
just give me a
somebody's
few.
windshield. Sure, so growth is
Yeah,
a beautiful thing.
Miss Marcy said, mental health is real. My mom woke up one day and was never the same mentally, and nothing was ever the same and not talked about within the family. I definitely agree, and that's why
For
I
saying
want to
that.
have more of these conversations. I definitely want to, hold more of these conversations, because we don't talk in the community. We don't talk about it.
We
We afraid to talk about it. Cause I tell
especially
it,
men.
man. Hmm. I said I have brothers. I'm a brother's girl, and I tell my
Mhm.
brothers all the time: before you do something crazy, call me.
Exactly.
Call me. Cause with what's going on in the world, call me. My brothers always know they have a safe space within me
No judgment.
to come call me. No, they know. I won't
Mhm.
even crack jokes.
Yeah,
I
'cause
won't even, okay, because I have dark humor. They know I have dark humor, and sometimes they have to look at me. It's not the right time. And I just was like, okay,
This
okay,
ain't
it's
one of
one.
them times,
Okay,
sis.
this ain't one of them. This ain't one of them times. That's why we have that relationship that we have,
Yeah.
because we create. Not only do I create safe space for them, they create a safe space for me, and I'm the oldest, so I have this thing like I have to. And then I be like, they grown me, and I be like, I'm sorry. That's just how. That's just I'm a natural nurturer.
Mm-hmm.
And go back to mental health. Anybody know that who has watched the show? It's been a few episodes where I done cried.
Yeah, I cry.
I gotta let it out. I gotta let
Yes,
it
you
out.
have
I'm
to.
sorry.
You
I
have
gotta let
to.
it out.
You
I
have
gotta let
to.
it out. And speaking of crying, I was at my grandfather's funeral. Family member, we walking in, and I'm like, my grandfather, we like this. My papa, we was like this. And I'm like, I'm already in my head, like, I ain't gonna get to see him again.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna get to see. And she was like, we ain't even in here good yet. You already about to start crying. And that's where my intrusive thoughts was. She's about to be everything but a child of God.
Because
I'm
who said that?
You cannot tell me how to grieve. The one
Or
person
when
that
to
is my
grieve?
father, that's
Yes.
my father. That's the only guy that gets the title of
That's
father.
crazy.
And my brother's dad. He was very instrumental in my life. But that's that thing. We're not robots. We're humans.
And that's why so many
We're
people hold
humans.
stuff in because of comments like that. That's why so many
Because I
people find
really
it
could have
hard
punched her
to
in the
voice.
throat. I really could have.
Yeah,
I really.
that's crazy
I was
to
like,
say that.
But I've grown. It's okay to be sensitive. I'm very sensitive. So that was good. So let's get into the entrepreneurship side. We done got the unmute. So what made you get into taxes? Or not? Let's hold on. Let's put a pin in it. What started your entrepreneurial journey?
What started my entrepreneur journey? I always knew I wanted to be a business owner. Did I know it was gonna be taxes? Heck no. I hated like math, numbers in school,
I
and
hate
all of that.
math.
Yeah, so I never thought that. But as a young girl, like my grandmother, my great grandmother instilled in me, like she had me
Mhm.
reading books at a young, like I was challenged as a young girl. So I was kind of when I started school and getting into like 3rd, 4th grade, I was like a kind of ahead because my great grandmother and my grandmother, they instilled greatness like from the beginning. Like I didn't get no
Mhm.
breaks. While kids were out playing, my great grandmother was slicing up
Mhm.
tomatoes instead of apples to put in my lunch. And she said that was brain food. And sitting down making me read these big words. And every time I messed it up, I got in trouble. I was putting together puzzles at the age of 5 or 6. She had
Mhm.
my mind going. So I always knew that I would have my own business because I felt like people who have their own businesses are rich. In my mind, I was gonna have my own business, and at 30, I was gonna live in a penthouse with a drop top
Mhm.
car, and I was gonna be just wealthy. So that was my whole
Mhm.
thought process. So as a young kid, even at the age of like, yeah, I didn't understand that what you had to do to get a job. So when I was like 7, I would set up a table outside my house and I would bring all my stuff out and sit it on the table to sell it. Cause in my mind, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. This is where I'm starting. This is my business. I was selling my used toys and everything. And so people would just walk by and I'm like, how dare y'all not buy my good stuff? Like, this is good stuff. Like, how dare y'all? So I
Mhm.
always so then once I turned probably about 14, I didn't understand at 14 you can't go get a job. I used to walk up and down my neighborhood and go to daycares and like, I'm here to apply for a job. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, I'll take anything because I know if I work, that means I have my own business, in my
Mhm.
so it was always in me. And how I end up getting into the tax world is because when I got old enough to file taxes, and I'll never forget one day I went to the other people, they ain't getting no promo from me. But I went to the other people and I sat down and got my taxes done. And
Mhm.
so they said, well, you're gonna get back 263. I was still in high school. They was like, you're gonna get 263. I was like, okay. I beat the mailbox down for months for that 263. Just to come to find out, I end up not getting it for some strange reason. So as I got older and went to go to get my taxes done, I noticed how they treated people like a number. Like they didn't explain the process to you. They left off a lot of stuff. Say, oh, you just don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. I'm like, wait a minute now. Wait now. Cause that might be interrupting my little $1,000 or whatever it is. I want it. I don't care if it's a penny. So the way they made me feel as a person, I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to learn to do this and I'm going to change the narrative in this industry because I don't like the way y'all treat people. I don't like the way y'all get people in here and treat them like just a number. You don't try to educate them. I said, I'm going to do this as a business and I'm going to change the narrative. And my mom and people used to say, so just because they didn't do your taxes right, you just going to start the business and change the narrative? Tax Time Express has been in existence for 20 years and did. So that is how I started it. I went and didn't like how they didn't like how they treated people or whatever. And I trained and learned and started it and did it myself. Started doing it myself. And
started
did
from right now you're here. Now you're here.
Yep, yeah. So
and that's what I appreciate about y'all. And as y'all always say, and Mika always talk about is transparent. Being transparent about your journey. Like, cause I appreciate that because I was like, what? I was like, okay. I ain't mad at it.
It's a journey. Entrepreneurship is not easy.
Trust me, I know. Trust me. Trust me, I've did it before, and like I said, I went back into that shell, and I prayed about it, and I was like, can I get this second chance? I'm like, can I get this? I promise, if I get this second, I'll do it. I'll do it. You gonna hear me complain a little bit, but I'm gonna do it. And everything that I have prayed for, I've gotten it and more. And it was the same thing that I did in the past. It's scary. Like,
it's very scary. Even at my big grown age, it's still scary. It still is.
Especially when we talked about, deadlines. And I just was like, even when I did the promo for you, I was like, I'm not finna miss this deadline. No, I was literally up. I was like, oh no. I told you that voiceover about put me in the chokehold because I was like, we finna get this right, because I be wanting anybody, whether they are a customer or a client, I want them to come back and return, and that's just me, because I wouldn't want nobody doing that to me. Yes, we need money to sustain the business, but for me, I want whoever comes and, gets a product or a service from me to like see, okay, she's serious, because as we know, Black businesses I'm so country. Black businesses do not have, the best rep when it comes to doing business. Because that's the first thing they see when they see your skin color. They already think it's finna be a problem.
Or
and,
they
I
feel
try
like
to do
they
my
shouldn't pay full
best.
price. One of the two.
Oh, baby, my price is my price. I've already. And then I got the knowledge behind it with a degree. No, my price is my price.
I had some clients today that were new. Somebody referred them. And when I got through, I showed them the price. They was like, that's what you charging? I said, yes. She said, high five, because you earned every bit of it. Like, sometimes your like you said, your price has to be your price, especially if you know the values behind it. The problem I've been having is that we as entrepreneurs have to stop doing struggle sales and stuff like this, and then can't deliver the product, raising our prices on something and then don't deliver, or deliver mediocre, or not deliver at all. And then you expect, because me and you are both the same skin color, I'm not going to go on social media and blast you because, I just don't do that. And a lot of times I think stuff should just be brought to the forefront. That way other people can be aware of this person's business practice.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I've
too.
learned through, like I said, my price. Now that I have the degree and the knowledge behind it, and people see my work, my
Mhm.
price is my price. But
That's
if
it.
I've had, that's why I haven't done photography in a minute, but I'm getting back into it. I've heard, that's your price. I could have took that with my phone. Well, take it with your phone.
Well, take it with
Cause
your
I have a
phone.
lot of I have a lot of friends that are in photography and that's what they get. And I'm just like, I'm sorry that you can't afford me. You're
Mhm.
not my people.
Point blank.
You're not. And I'm going from consumer to producer. I told my brother that the other day. I'm going from consumer to producer. So that transition was kind of hard
Yep.
because it was like, I'm not a
Yep.
consumer anymore. I'm
Exactly.
producing for the masses now. And then I
And it's
also got
two
to think
different.
about,
It's two different shoes to fill too. It's two different
mm-hmm.
outlooks of how you look at it. You look at it as a consumer. As a consumer, dang, I would feel like that's too much. But as the producer, you know what you put into it, and that's why you're charging that price.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Cause that shifted, like you said, is difficult. Cause some days I be like, I want to do this, but you got to think about the people that can't afford it. And I try to do things that, and then I had, like you said, you can't do that. Cause there's always somebody that's going to do something that's
Exactly.
less and do the bare minimum.
Just to
Cause
get the business and then
you see
fumble.
my work. You
Yeah.
see my work and you can't beat what I charge. Cause
Yep.
for that price, somebody's going to charge you 200 for
Exactly.
what I do.
Exactly.
So like I tell folk, like tap in before, while it's hot. And I've learned that you can't take everybody with you.
Mm-mm.
Along goes that shift, that entrepreneurial shift, you also can't take everybody with you. You change. I'm sorry, the caterpillar has turned into a butterfly. I'm
Exactly.
so sorry.
And
And
part
it
of
oh go
the
ahead.
part of the you for me too was because I say this all the time is that I was like, no, I'm not gonna shine yet because I won't wait for this person to shine so we can shine together. Or I want to wait for this
Mhm.
person to come up so we can come up together. And sometimes that's just not in people. So you have to just run your race. And
Mhm.
who's coming with you is
Who
coming
gonna
with
check
you. Who's not
me?
is not. Yeah.
Yeah. Who gon' and that's another thing, like, I've learned to vet out people because now I'm getting inboxes and I'm like, you can set up 20 minutes for free. After that, I'm charging. Because like that conversation we had not too long ago, I gotta monetize because I'm not finna wait on TikTok and Zuckerberg to cut me a check.
Exactly.
I gotta figure out how
Do it
I'm
on
gonna tap
my own.
in. Cause people swear this podcast making money. I work. I
See,
still work outside of what I do. You know, work I work my main job and then I coach two times a week. And it's gonna be 4 times a week in February.
mm,
So like you when you don't it just irked me when people don't really know. Like
they don't understand.
social
Some
media
people
not
know.
fake.
They know because they not out here doing nothing for free. It's just you have people that feel like they don't need to pay for something or they should get a discount or they should ask for one or they shouldn't pay full price. And it's very uh frustrating because it's like I work too hard. I put too much in it. I have too much
Yeah,
experience
definitely.
to just give it
I've
away.
mhm. I definitely worked hard to get to where I am.
Mhm.
And I'm coming up on a year. The podcast is coming up on a year. And I definitely have worked truly hard to be consistent. Cause there been times where I've been tired. I done pushed back episodes to Sunday because like I be tired on top
Yeah.
of doing work and getting stuff done that people need. and it, that consistency. But I have gotten to a place where I have been disciplined and I have the drive. I've really gotten the drive. And that's another thing that we don't talk about is not only taking care of yourself mentally as an entrepreneur, but taking care of yourself physically as an entrepreneur.
Oh, yes. That's real big.
And
'Cause
eating right. Because,
yeah,
as an entrepreneur, we up late at night. We may not get
yep.
to eat because there's been times where I have not ate. I've done drunk grapefruit juice and some water, and because I'm trying to get this done. Because once I'm tunnel vision, I'm like, I'm
There,
tunnel
yep.
vision. I'm definitely tunnel vision.
Because you don't wanna
Like,
roll over yesterday.
I know
Work
that.
for tomorrow.
Because I got to wake up. I definitely got to wake up. So I'm going to ask you this, going back to unmuting. How has, unmuting changed, your relationships and, self-trust?
My relationships and what?
How has unmuting changed your, relationships or self-trust? I read that wrong.
Okay.
Unmuting.
Yes. Well, some people have, you know, those things to say, but I have loved it. The energy from it, the not having to explain my no, not having to explain my no, not having to not having to just explain, oh well, or well yeah, I'll come do it and don't worry about no. Because what
Mhm.
I realize is that as long as you allow certain things, people are gonna continue to do certain things. So and it's like a it's like weight lifted. Like it's just like, whoo.
Mhm.
And at first, it was like they were like, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" Nothing. I'm unmuted. That's all I've been wanting to say it, but I didn't want to hurt your feelings. But now you just get it. Leave me the boop, boop alone. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to give away nothing. I don't want to go. I don't want to show up for free. I don't want to do none of that no more. So
Mhm.
it just releases something in you that's like, oh,
Mhm.
because what I found a lot of times is that when we are muted as people and we accept all that stuff, you only end up resenting yourself or what you're doing. You start getting burnt out because it's like you're not charging what you're supposed to because you done gave it away trying to be nice. You doing all this work, you're not getting what you're supposed to get in return because you muting and trying to be nice. But and then it starts making you feel like, you know what, I don't even want to do this no more. Is it even worth it? So
Mhm.
instead of doing all that, just speak freely. Just no, I don't want to do this. No, I want to be paid
Yeah.
for what I did.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to be
definitely
paid.
no.
I want to get what I paid for. And I don't want to do nothing but stand on business. And I'm sorry if that's uncomfortable
Mhm.
for you. I still love you the long way, personally, but business wise, we standing on business. Point blank. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I've
Yeah,
enjoyed.
definitely some people do not. I enjoy it now.
Yeah.
I enjoy it now. I definitely enjoy it. And a lot of people be coming out the woodworks now, and I just be like, I roll, literally rolling my eyes like, you were the
Mm-mm.
people, the very people that said I could not do it. I'm coming up on a year,
Mm.
and it's the fact that people be knowing that you that person, you
Yeah,
that girl, you that
but
guy.
yep.
They will not admit, they will rather hate on you all day long
Exactly.
than say you that big you up.
And so now that's why you have to sometimes dump it down their throat to be like,
Oh, y'all,
I'm just like, ain't nobody no loser. It's just like,
prepare to be sicker when
because
I
people
said
will
what
play
I.
with you and make you
Mhm.
try to feel like you ain't that person. And I can't stand that, especially when you do it to another woman or something like,
Mhm.
I just never felt you were good enough. And and you have all this already going for yourself, but they, and it's like I said, it's like a mental imbalance that some people have. They know
That's
they have
weird. It's
insecurities, so they want you to have those same insecurities. So they gonna try to make you feel like you less than. Girl, no.
mhm.
Sometimes you
It's
just gotta
it's
tell
definitely
people on
weird.
your worst day, on your best day. you won't never be able to fill the shoes that I walk in your on your best day. Sometimes you just have to beat them to the punch. And if they hurt, and then they'll be the ones that now make you the victim because now you done finally did to them what they've been doing to you. So now you wrong. You're
It
bullying
ain't
me.
fun when the rabbit got the gun. It ain't
Exactly.
fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Exactly. That's why I say leave me alone because I go from 0 to 100 with no in between. It ain't gonna be no Facebook. They gonna cut that out because I'm coming for everybody. I'm coming for everything. Like
Mm.
ain't nothing gonna be safe. Mark gonna say you can't get
There's
a
no
Facebook.
gray area with me. It's either here or here. No
That's
in between. Because if
I
I
forget
say
it.
something that you, if I'm gonna say something that you don't like, you just gonna be upset with me, and I'm sorry, but you
Hmm.
provoked me.
You provoked
You
it. Just leave
provoked.
it alone.
You
Don't keep
provoked. That's
poking
why I
the
always
bear
say leave them quiet folks alone. They always say
alone.
leave them quiet.
Exactly.
Just leave them alone because we dangerous. So
Somebody
I
told
want
me
to.
one I'm gonna just say this real quick. Somebody told me one time, they're like, I never even I'm always nice to you because I can tell somebody like that's really nice, though as nice as you are through everything, you're always nice. I think you will cut somebody deep down. I said, I'm glad you know. I'm glad you know. Leave me alone.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, that's why I I'm so glad I've grown. I'm so glad I got this
Growth
business
is a
going for
growth is
myself.
a beautiful thing
I
too.
always say, well, I think, a matter of fact, I think it was you that I said that, and I commented, and I said, I will not get off my throne to address any peasantry. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, because I've learned that people who have nothing to lose will help
Hmm.
you lose everything.
Everything with nothing. They helping you lose. They helping you lose it barefooted.
Mm-mm. Get away from me.
You
Bye,
ain't said
Felicia. Get away from me.
yes.
That don't mean I'm gonna be quiet, but I work hard for what I'm doing here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, put the sweat equity in there. I built it. I built this. You know, and can't nobody say, I helped her. No, ooh, no, mm-mm. I'm waiting for somebody. I got the receipts.
Hmm.
I come help pay these invoices. Like, come on.
Exactly.
But
Since you
that's
let
what. Go ahead.
no, I was just say since I was just saying since you helped, come pay these like you said, come pay these invoices since you helped.
That it is just like people just makes me itch. Like
Hmm.
I be sitting there like it's crazy. So let's get into while we wrap it up this brunch. How did that start? Because I thought it was a beautiful idea.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful idea.
Well, I've always wanted to, I've always loved motivating and empowering and pouring into
Mm-hmm.
others and feeding folks. Like I've always loved those things. Like I tell people in a minute, I might can't give you no money, but I can always feed you. So, so I've always loved doing that. I've always liked to rally around women and just pour into them, the ones that may need to hear it at the time or going through something that may need a pick me up or may need, like I always say, may need their crown fixed without the world know it was crooked in the
Mm-hmm.
first place. So I've always been about that. So back a couple years ago, it was something that I said, okay, this is what I want to do. But I was just trying to figure out like, will people come? Is it too many of them going on? Is this something people do all the time or whatever, whatever? So I just stepped out on faith and I did it the first one last year. And when I did it, it was around a very, very emotional time because
Mm-hmm.
my aunt at the time she was sick and, pretty much in the hospital, just fighting for her life pretty much. So with that, and then still trying to plan this first brunch, even the day that I had the brunch, right before I walked in there, I got a call from the hospital. And they were saying we're just keeping her comfortable. So with knowing that going in there to my first brunch, I still had to do what I had to do. And it's like that morning, like Mika pulled us to the side and we prayed. Me, her, I think it was Giovanna, we prayed. and they just
Mhm.
don't know that is what got me through that day because my
Mhm.
emotion was all over the place, but we had such a good time. My mind was not on
Mhm.
that. It was on the love in the room, the feeding of people, the people pouring, people getting up talking about their business and, the
Mhm.
things that they struggle with and the message, it was just such a powerful day. And so it was like then I knew it's something I have to keep doing. I have to keep doing. So many people
Mhm.
got so much out of it to where it just really, really warmed my heart. And
Mhm. Mhm.
I just I'm gonna keep doing it from that.
Yeah,
From that
you
one. I'm
yeah,
gonna keep doing
I'm trying to get there. Y'all know I'm in I'm far away. I'm far away.
it.
I'm trying to get there.
Hit the
It
highway.
is I'm fine, well, I'm flying. We ain't doing the I think it's like 16 hours to y'all.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
no. Yeah, I don't blame you. I can't drive more than three and 3.5 is pushing it. Anything after that, it just has to be a flight.
Yeah, I'm grateful for the sisterhood because
Yeah,
it's amazing.
it is amazing.
And
Yeah.
it's within that time span because the mute challenge was like in October.
Mhm.
And before that, what, like August, September, we had the Zoom. And that's why I
Mhm.
say the things I've learned that when you're ready for it, you'll get it.
You'll get it. Yeah.
And I knew
Yep.
I was ready for it. Even though I was definitely nervous. I was like, I don't know what I'm getting into, but you know, but like I told Mika, we don't know how I got in the group. We
I
don't.
remember that
No.
story. I remember that. But see, that just lets you know it was all alignment. Like we can
Mhm.
sit and think back on certain things and how paths crossed or whatever, and it's all alignment. It's all for a reason. So
Mhm. Like I said, I definitely appreciate y'all. Like I said, the accountability. Cause mm, Miss Kim, but she be on me, and I just be like, "Whoo, okay, okay."
and she ain't playing with you either. She ain't playing
She
no
do not play. Okay, I was sitting there like,
Listen, what are you doing? What are
she
you
is the
doing?
reason. Shout out to Miss Kim and Mika, cause they be on my top.
I
They
love
be
it though.
on my
I
top,
love it. That kind of
and I be
accountability
sitting there,
is such a blessing. That kind of
and I
accountability
be,
is a blessing.
and I had to get something to Miss Kim. And I had to send something to her, and I said, "I'm gonna get it to." It's been a hectic week, we about to have this bad weather or whatever. And Friday, I got it to her Friday, and I told her, I said, "A wise woman told me, always be a woman of your word." And I said, "Yeah," because I didn't want to hear nothing. I didn't want, I didn't. You know how they roll. I was like,
Yeah.
"Little
Be
sister,
a
gonna get
woman
it.
of you.
I'm get it together. I'm gonna get it together." So as we wrap up, this has been a very not trying to be trying to go deep because there I go. I'm in my head. This has
Oh,
very been a very insightful, fun, light conversation. Per our usual, because even though the serious, sometimes the topic be serious. Some people be like, "I'm like, just have fun.
yeah.
Like
Make it your
it's
own.
nothing. It's nothing. You know. Hey, just flow. We just gonna flow." So if you could leave the audience with one unmuted truth, what would it be?
One unmuted truth
And what would it be?
about
I
like
mean, it's just you did whatever you got to say to the
the
people, the
saying.
truth.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So one of my sayings that I always like to say, do not let somebody who is down here and not trying to go up here
Yes.
you back down there. So that
Yes.
is one thing. And my favorite thing is do it scared, do it tired, do it broke, do it without no support, but do it. And always do it like you're doing it for TV. Clock it.
Yes. Clock that clock. Y'all you yeah. So I had it in my head. for those that are watching, if y'all do not watch the morning tea on Wednesdays live,
7 a.m. Central
7
Standard.
a.m. Central Time, y'all missing out. Cause that is the truth. Y'all don't know how much y'all inspire me. Cause I be up and I be dozing. Cause I be trying. I be dozing, but I'm gonna make sure I watch it. That's my favorite TV show. That's my show in the morning.
It's one of the best things that I have enjoyed doing. Like at
Mhm.
first, I was really like nervous, but now I done just. 'Cause Mika said it. She told me, "Y'all be seeming so nervous," but she said, "I just know y'all gonna come out of it. Y'all gonna come out of it." And one day she said, "Man, there y'all go." It was like I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it. Our
Yeah,
chemistry,
I
the
love it. I love
energy.
it.
I just love it.
Mhm. You can definitely tell that energy is there. You can definitely that's why I like watching it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
watch too many shows live and too many podcasts because sometimes everybody got a mic. And I
Mm-hmm.
just be sitting there because half the time I don't be wanting to do this, but I'm coming up on a year. And they
Yeah,
say,
that's
I
good.
was watching an interview with Charlemagne on one of my favorite podcasts, Poor Minds, and he said some podcasts, they say don't get past episode 2. I'm on 17. So I've had some of my episodes already recorded. So I have maybe got just combining them from the past
Mhm.
or whatever. But anyway, I was like, Lord. But like I said, it's been on my heart. I prayed for it. I was like, okay, use me, do what you need to do. Cause I always say, when you walk in your purpose, you will always be provided for. And
Yeah.
I've definitely been provided for.
I've always wanted to
Definitely.
start one, and it's just like now, it's like you said, so many people have them, but
That was my biggest fear because my middle brother, Brandon, we had talked about it. And he was like, it's saturated. But then I was like, I don't even care because
yeah,
think about
because
it.
it's different
Mhm.
audiences for different titles. People talk about different things. They have different types of segments, different type of, you know. So I don't think
Mhm.
that. Just like they said that about the tax industry, which it
Mhm.
was for you, it's
That's
for
why I
you.
said if you do that, we'll talk. If you
Mhm.
do, holla at your girl because I've been trying, I want to do a workshop. I definitely do. We'll talk. But that's one of my projects amongst my many other projects. But like I always say, spread love, peace, because there's enough negativity in the world. And
I
I
love
will catch you next episode with another guest, which I will be dropping Monday. So stay tuned Monday at 1:00 standard Eastern Standard Time to check out who my next guest will be. And we will catch you later. Bye.
Thank y'all.